Good morning, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, let's do a catch up. I did not do a catch up for you for Friday, what happened on Friday. So I thought, let me just first do that. This is the Madlanga Commission summary. I do summaries for you guys. So please be patient with me. And also, there was an advocate Harris. Was it Harris, guys? Yes, it was Advocate Harris, Advocate Elaine Harrison. Oh, Harrison, ne? Harrison, yes, who was giving evidence on Friday. So here's the summary of Advocate Elaine Harrison's evidence at the Madlanga Commission based on what we are going to get that is there publicly. So we can try that we can try doing that. Key themes from Harrison's testimony are the followings. Number one, she spoke about the political disbandment. I mean disbandment of the political killings task team. She criticized the silent and communicated disbandment of the PKTT, saying there was no formal communication to her office or to the NPA about its dissolution. She also described the disbandment as a counterproductive and disruptive, especially given that the team was showing signs of progress. She also testified that the decision to disband threatened the undue coordination gains between prosecutors and investigators. Second thing that she mentioned was that lack of consultation or accountability. Harrison said she first became aware of the reports about the disbandment while on leave January 2025, but initially dismissed them as misinformation because she was seeing them on social media. So upon returning from her leave, she found that the new politically motivated cases were being frozen and only cases already enrolled or in process were being handled. She emphasized that her office and the National Director of Public Prosecutions and DPP were uncertain whether the PKTT formally still existed, pointing to a breakdown in accountability. The third thing that she mentioned was the role and achievements of the political killings task team under her office. Number one, under her leadership, Harrison had assigned prosecutors to the task team to build case databases to ensure better tracking and prioritization of political killings dockets. Second thing that she did for that, she asserted that visible progress had begun, that more cases were being prosecuted and successfully so, and that the coordination between police and prosecutors was improving. She also mentioned she warned of the dangers of dismantling the unit ahead of the 2026 elections when political motivated violence tends to spike, saying the timing could embolden political hitmen. Number four of the things that she has done, specific complaints or evidence of mismanagement. She cited a letter from KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi dated 22nd May 2025 that apologized for failures executing J50 warrants in over 120 cases after transfers of certain dockets. She said that letter, however, did not address the dissolution of the task team, deepening confusion within the NPA.
Yes, Advocate Hassim.
And she raised issues about the transfer of dockets to Pretoria under telephonic instruction from political killings task team leadership, and questioned whether due process was followed. So that's it was not a lot. I think by 5 to or 10 to 12 she was done with her evidence, but that's what she like. I think that's the summary of what she said. And also to touch J base on other things, I felt like in most cases she was defensive because she was defending the NPA in some of the questions that were being asked by the commissioners. She was so defensive, if you asked me, and she was also not willing to say a lot. Most of the things she didn't know. And at some point, I was like, advocate, are you for real? Are you an advocate? Like some of the things that they were really yeah, it was a situation of I don't know you doing here? But it sounded like she was protecting her department, if I can put it that way. For me, her coming there was just a waste of our Friday, because we could have gotten someone who's going to give us what we need to hear. She was rather very defensive, in my view. As a witness, she did not help much. I suppose that is why even her evidence ended so early, because it was the first time where we saw someone who comes in today and they are done even before 12 o'clock. That was very, because 9:30, 10:30, that's an hour, then 15 minutes break, and then from that 15 minutes break, let's say 11:30, she did not she did not do she did almost 2 hours, because 12:30 was gonna be 10:30 was an hour, 11:30 was the second hour. She did not even do 3 hours, guys, for that day. She did not even do 3 hours. It was so embarrassing, because I don't know what she was doing there. I honestly don't know what she was doing there. I felt like she's not helping in any form, form, whatever. She was just wasting the time. But she did mention some of the things. She sounded very defensive. She did not help Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. She did not help Masemula. In my personal perspective, she was not helpful at all. But perhaps someone else felt like she was helping. Anyway, I don't know what are your thoughts when it comes to this. If you are in my channel, whether YouTube, Facebook page or TikTok page, welcome to my online space. I do all the things that are busy in South Africa. What do we call them? Current affairs. Yeah, that's what I deal with. I talk about current affairs, especially court cases, especially things that have the potential of becoming serious court cases. So that's what I talk about in my channel, in my online space. That's what I mostly focus on, and some of the political things that are very interesting. That's what I discuss. So that's what we do. Social don't. That's what I do. So thank you so much for your support. Please make sure, if you are not subscribed in any of my online spaces, subscribe to show support, like, share, comment, do whatever that you need to do. It helps a lot to grow my online space. Thank you so much. What are your thoughts when it comes to Advocate Harrison? Because for me, usimoshele isikhathi Nkosi, usimoshele isikhathi. Andifuni nje ukungatsho incitha xesha qha into ebeyenza. Andifuni nje ukunganixeleli shem, uchithe ixesha lethu. So namhlanje ke we have uDumisani Khumalo. Do you remember the guy that was arrested for fraud and whatever, the crime intelligence boss? Yes, we have him. I'm coming back with what he said on the next video. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.